Hey everybody, it's Melissa Berg. I'm going to be doing a video on how to do gel extensions using a Jamberry nail wrap and our TruShine gel system. So I'm talking about using a base coat and a top coat and your LED TruShine lamp. And this is going to give you a hard finish gel extension. So you can see that it looks almost like my natural nail right here. And that has got base and top coat underneath, and then about 3 coats of base and top coat on top. And I'm going to show you exactly how to apply that. You can see it's a hard finish. It feels like a natural nail at the tip, like I can barely bend it. So you'll be able to shape this into the perfect nail extension. So I'm going to do my middle finger, I think, because that is the other short nail that I have on this hand. If you look, this one and this one are natural nails, have no problem growing those. This one tends to break a lot, and this one just like never wants to grow. So I got my nail polish off. I think this middle wrap will be a fit for this nail. Oh, that's gonna be a fun manicure. So I've just touched the bottom. I think I'm gonna do you don't wanna heat it too much because the point is you're gonna be building up the tip of this wrap. So I'm just going to go down the middle of the wrap just to anchor it. And all I really want to do is hit the sides with a little bit of heat so that I can press the wrap down. So you can see that the nail wrap starts to curve with the natural curvature of your nail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to a good shape that I want just to get it started. I found that the nail clippers give you a good basic shape, and then you can kind of go in from there. So I'm going to cut kind of like that to get the basic shape that I want. And then you can come in with the nail scissors and kind of, so you want to make sure that, I have nail wrap all over these scissors from earlier, that you're giving your nail a good shape. So I kind of like a squoval, like not quite rounded, but not quite square either. So I like to round out my edges here. And this is going to be really hard for me to do on camera, but I will try my best. Going upside down would be easier. And after you do gel, you can easily go ahead and like fix this up the way that you actually want it. So I think I'm gonna, okay, so I got the basic shape, and that's a little long, but that's okay because I'm going to be able to file that down once I have some of my stuff on. So I'm using, and I label my base and top coats because they look very similar, and I can't tell the difference sometimes. So I do that for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and open my base coat, and you're going to start out by making sure you only have a little bit on the brush. So you want to get a lot of that excess off. Wipe it on the sides. Then you're going to go underneath. Just a very thin coat. Right underneath. And you want to hit your natural nail too so that it's connecting. And if you have shorter nails, really the adhesive from the wrap is going to keep that on. So I'm just going to shape it up there, put it underneath the lamp. It's going to go under for 45 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to come with my top coat. And this is the one that's really thick and is notorious for people applying too thick. So you really want to let all of that excess drip down and then get it off on the edge of the bottle like that. And I'm going to come in and just a very thin coat underneath. You don't want to go crazy under here because this is under your nail. This just gets rid of that tackiness because the back of the nail wrap has an adhesive. So you just want one layer underneath. Okay, so I'm flipping it over. And it is still like not even, so I can start shaping it like this, but that's about all you want to do. That looks really good so far. It's a little longer than I would have liked it, but I'm going to go ahead and do base coat, top coat on top. And then after that process, I should have enough to where I can start either filing or clipping a little bit more to get it to where I want it to be. The shape is really important. Our gel is self-leveling, so you want to make sure that you are not, and I'm just gonna push the sides down a little bit, that you are not letting the gel pool in any one direction. So you don't want to put your hand like this because it'll all drip down to the tips and you'll have bulky tips. You don't want to do this even in the heater. You just want to make sure that you're laying level. And then I'm going to do this top coat. Remember that after you take it out from the LED lamp, the base and top coat will be tacky. So I'm going to go ahead and do my top coat. I'm going to give it a little push on the edges. Still very, very soft. This is what really hardens it. So I'm going to go ahead and give the tips. And you can look on the edges and you can see I've got a pretty uniform coverage on there. And I do have a little fuzzy on the edge. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and feel that. And yeah, see how I can push around the edges and continue to shape that nail. And that's how long it is. I feel like, so it's a solid. Like I'm trying to think of what I can say about how it feels. Let me go ahead and give it a little alcohol. This gets rid of that tacky residue that is from the gel. So it's still soft at the tip a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and shape it by curling the edges so that I get a natural curve like your nail would. Let's see if I can focus that a little better. There we go. So it has a natural curve. You just want to like play with it. See how flexible it is right now? So I want to keep it that way while I continue to put gel on it. And I think that the edge is so flexible right now that I'm going to do one more base top coat before I even try to file it or cut it down. Okay, so coming in with the top coat. Remember, less is more with the gel. You really want thin coats. If you do them too thick, it's not going to cure properly, and you'll be really mad at yourself. You can see how I'm kind of working the gel because I feel like I have a little bit of a dip right there. That seems to happen to me on the last time. So you can just pat it down. See how it just kind of molds back into it? And then just push it around and really get off that excess. See how it's leveling, but it'll stay kind of put to where you put it. Just go ahead and shape it the best that you can. Try not to pull it all to the tip. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's see where we're at. I'm going to use the alcohol to get, and that's starting to feel a little more like a solid nail. I can still squeeze the edges a little bit and have it mold. You can see it's still flexible, but I'm starting to get a hard surface. So this would be the point where I would say that I'm going to start shaping it. So I feel like it really needs to be cut down because that is way longer than I wanted. And I'm thinking probably the shorter you go, the better it will hold up because it won't have all that weight on the end. Can't be positive though. Like I said, this is a new experience for me too, so I'm just experimenting and sharing what I've learned from other amazing consultants. One thing I will say is that with the wraps, remember on the sheet, they're straight. So there's a straight edge. My focus is off. It's a straight edge. So when I put this on, it's a straight edge, but you're gonna have some bowing out at the tips. And I feel like it's the same when they do acrylics and stuff. They always go in here and they shade the sides down. And you should do that too to make sure that you have a really flattering shape to what you're trying to create here. So not only is this filing the gel, but it's also filing the wrap underneath. This is one thing I feel like I should have done more with my first wrap that I did. So see how much better that looks? It's not bowing out at the tips. It's still a little bit on the side. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this tip and really make sure that I'm in the camera so you guys can see. Super out of focus. Here we go. So really just like a normal nail, you're just gonna treat it like a normal nail. And now remember, my tips are capped, but because I'm doing this, I'm gonna have to go back and obviously do my third coat, but make sure that my caps are tipped. Because I can see right here that that needs to be cut and capped because it's just fraying. So I think that looks pretty good as far as shape. And then base coat, I'm gonna go right back over the whole thing again. Making sure I'm capping the tips still. And pull it back over. Then I'm gonna make sure that I have a really good shape, that I don't have any dips or anything. I know it's so hard to tell on here. So that looks really uniform. That looks really good. Okay, last top coat. Make sure I'm getting everything and capping the tip. That is so blurry. I'm sorry. I try not to pay attention to the camera, or else things look way different on the camera than they do while you're building it. So I would say all of that looks pretty uniform as well. This will be my final coat. I'm gonna put it under. I got a really good curve on it, so I'm really excited. All right, so all my coats are done, unless I feel like this is flimsier than the other one, but I'm gonna go ahead and alcohol wipe to get all of that residue off from the gel. And this should be finished. So let me check it out. It feels nice and smooth. Feels like a natural nail. That feels really hard. The edges are still flexible, but that's what your normal nail feels like. And then you can look. I have a really nice curve, like a natural nail would. What do you think? I think that's pretty amazing. Really amazing. So this is just using a Jamberry nail wrap and our TruShine gel enamel system. And look, my nails are all the same length. That never happens. I just need to clean up under here with the alcohol again. And we're good to go. So this is my real nail. This is a gel extension. Gel extension. So they all sound pretty much the same. So great strength, beautiful finish, great shape. You're able to shape your nail the way that you want to. And you can do any shape tips that you want with these. You can do the almond shaped, completely round, completely square, however you want to do it to match your other nails. That's what you can do. So this is so cool. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to view more videos by me, and my link is in the description. Bye everyone.